Hey everyone, Melissa here with Modern Defense. I'm at Dragon Man's gun store. I have not made a video in a while and I apologize. I do work and this is kind of my side gig, so unfortunately I don't have a ton of time to make videos, but here is my first one in a while. The holidays were the holidays and just stressful and busy at Dragon Man's, so I apologize. If you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, I do post a lot more there, so go ahead and follow me on Facebook on Modern Defense. On Instagram, I am modern_defense. So go ahead and find me, follow me, and I post almost daily or every other day. So you get a lot of stuff there, but now I'm gonna make my first YouTube video in a while on what I got for Christmas to myself. Because you cannot really have someone gift you a firearm. I went out and I bought something for me that I have been thinking about for a while. I'm not an impulse buyer, but I've been wanting something to carry that was a little bit larger than, that had more stopping power than a 380. I really wanted the SIG 938. I really wanted actually the SIG 238, but as you know, they're like nowhere to be found. And unfortunately, there's not a whole lot of things comparable. I already have the Glock 42. Some of these other really smaller 380s and 9s that are lower in price point, debatable, highly contestable, but that's just my personal opinion about some of the, other very smaller guns. So I still want some balance and I want something to feel very good in my hand and be reliable. So I was doing a lot of research. I found the Kimber ESV, the Kimber Micro 9 ESV. So here I have it. I did buy the extra magazine for it. I actually have the grips coming in by Ho Grips, and I'm going to change this out for the really nice rubberized grip. So essentially, it just had a lot of features that I was looking for. I really liked, obviously, the lightning cuts in the slide, and I never owned a Kimber before. I've actually not really owned a whole lot of hammer-fed handguns besides revolvers. So a hammer on a magazine-fed pistol is something that is kind of new to me. So I just thought, hey, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and add one to my collection. So Kimber is kind of known for its name. So just to show everyone, it is cleared. And essentially, Kimber's known for its name. They initially got their great reputation from when they initially started making like these guns being handmade. They were, just like really putting a lot of attention into the detail and the quality of it. And essentially over time, once they started mass production, some people felt like, hey, maybe I'm not really getting the quality that I'm paying for. And there's just kind of this debate between whether Kimber is, you're just paying for the name or you're really getting quality out of it. So I essentially want to do a video on what I really felt, if I really truly felt like it is worth the price, because this was not cheap, and does it live up to its name? Would you, want to go out and buy this over the SIG, over the Glock, and all these other brands? Is Kimber really the leading brand? So we're going to kind of challenge that today on the range. I would love to put at least 500 rounds through this and see if it does have any malfunctions. Some things that I read that some people were saying that they've encountered, but I actually did call up Kimber directly. I asked them about some of these problems that I was reading on the internet. I said, look, I don't want to just believe what I'm reading on the internet. I want to go right to this source. And they said, look, we put out thousands of guns. Are there going to be maybe 5, 10 that are going to have a little bit of issues? Sure, of course, that's what you get when you start mass production. But for the most part, obviously, they said that 99.9% of our handguns that we put out are well made, well crafted, and we stand behind them. So of course, with anything, there's going to be that 1 or 2 that are not going to be great. And they were there to help. They were like, if anything happens, send it in. They seemed like they had great customer service if something did happen. So for that reason, I thought that was a very great, takeaway from my interaction with Kimber directly. So, okay, so the Kimber Micro 9 ESV out of the box, you get the gun, the firearm, and the one single stack 7-round magazine. You also get this nice padded gun case. Does come with all the manuals and the stickers. So the couple of features on it, the ESV does stand for Enhanced Slide Variant. The 9 obviously stands for it's chambered in 9mm. It has an aluminum frame and then a stainless steel slide. It does have the rose gold copper plated corrosion resistant match grade barrel. So that's always really nice. That's kind of what I like, that one over the gold. They do make one in gold. It obviously has the ported sort of lightning bolt cuts in the slide. The barrel is not ported. So just to show you, it is clear. Great thing about this one, it is a single action only 1911. So it's essentially a 1911 kind of compressed from the larger 1911s into a very nice compact package. The slide has to come back in order to depress the hammer. That basically depresses the sear, or the striker. And then when you go ahead and press the single stage, single action trigger, it essentially releases that striker. Why this is kind of a positive or a benefit to maybe the double action 1911s is essentially you're not really having that like hammer and half cock position, so it doesn't snag on your clothing, to have that like really nice short trigger travel on that trigger. But essentially you can have the single action, so the trigger is in single action mode, and you can have one chambered and that hammer doesn't snag on your clothes. So you have less trigger travel when you go ahead and press that trigger, allowing you for better accuracy, a better shot, and be able to take down your threat a lot more quickly. So for that reason, I really like the single action hammer. Some other things, it does have the Altamont grips on there. I did actually order the hoe grips. They're arriving tomorrow, go figure, but it's gonna be a rubberized grip. I'll try to post some pictures on my Instagram, on my Facebook, so you guys can see. That is also something that you have to order, but honestly, they're like $25 and very affordable by Hoe Grips. Definitely check those out. It does have a manual safety on there, so you can bring the safety on or off. If you've ever taken any of my classes, you know that I am not totally for safeties. I feel like if you don't train with a safety, when your life depends on it, if you're not thinking to take that safety off, it could be the barrier that prevents you from actually saving your life in those 2 seconds that you needed. It does have the nice Kimber finish on there, the gray finish, and it does have the nice beveled magwell, so allowing you for quick magazine changes on here. One thing I did not like though is this kind of corner on the magazine insert is really sharp. I actually like kind of scratch my hand, but is that really going to make me not want to buy the gun? No, obviously not. It does have the nice half moon trigger, whether you like that or not. Some people like the very straight trigger. And magazine release, nice smooth slide, and nice stainless steel iron sights, so very prominent. I think I already mentioned that, but essentially, yeah, so that's the Kimber Micro 9 package, and here it is with the 7-round magazine, and then we have the 8-round magazine. So it really does allow you to get a better grip on there. Personally like that. What else? I did read that some men didn't really love this gun because it really took a minute to figure out how they want to grip it, since it is really made, I think, for, like, it fits my hands perfectly, but if you have really large hands, you might have to just figure out how to put your hands on there. It might be something that you have to work with. So I also read that, of course, like most expensive guns, they can be ammo picky. So I'm gonna also test that today. I'm gonna bring out a couple of different brands and see if it just wants to eat anything, or if I'm gonna have some issues with, you know, some of the maybe just standard, you know, ammo that you might shoot at the range. So ball ammo. All right, guys. Well, I have not shot this gun yet. I purposely did not want to shoot it. So naturally, when you get a new gun, you just cannot wait to go to the range and shoot it. It took me everything that I had not to shoot it. Everyone was like, have you shot your gun yet? And I'm like, no, I want to give an honest review of this gun, and I do not want to shoot it until I'm on camera to give you guys my first reactions to the firearm. So now here you will get those initial reactions. We're going to get to the range, and you can see my first impressions. So let's head on over. Because we are going to a very windy range, and I don't know if I'm going to have a chance to talk out there. I just want to show you what kind of ammo I'm going to be using. I have the Fiocchi 115 grain, the Cellar and Ballot 115 grain, ball ammo, FMJs, and then I have the JHP Sig Sauer Elite Performance hollow points in 115 grain, and then I finally have some 124 grain Sierra Outdoor hollow points. So I'm going to run some hollow points through this, also some ball ammo, and see if it eats at all. So I am loading up in the car because it is freezing out. Of course, I picked the coldest days to film videos, so we're loading Magazines up in the car, and I got my targets out. I got my steel, my Hornady Shootin' C's, and I am going to run the Fiocchi 115 grain ammo first. Not bad. Trigger's a little hard, but I don't know. I liked it. Safety is off, hammer's cocked back, and it's not firing. So it's not the ammo. This is going to be a good review. All right. Okay. All right. Again, I'm thinking I'm out of ammo. That was supposed to lock back on the last round, but it didn't.
3.
guys, so we're thinking that maybe when the recoil happens, it's bringing my thumb to put pressure on that safety. So this time I'm going to shoot with my hand over the safety, which still I don't like because it's close to the slide. So it did not happen that time. So show you guys my shot. A little bit around, getting a little bit more consistency. So I don't know, guys. All right, guys, we got some Sierra Outdoor hollow points. Definitely takes some getting used to. Not totally the bullseye, gets getting used to, but at least I'm in the square. Alright guys, we're back from the range and you guys kind of saw some of the stuff happening on the range. I had a failure to fire multiple times, and I kind of feel like I attributed that to when the recoil came back, my thumb was up. You know, I like to hold the gun like this to where my thumb is underneath that safety, and I feel like even the slightest pressure that was applied to it forced the gun to go into safety mode and not allow it to fire. So I had a few failure to fires multiple times, kind of threw me off. I had to bring you probably saw me turning the safety off, then putting it back on to get it back into feeding mode or firing mode, and it just threw me off. So that really was my first negative thing to say about this firearm. As for the recoil, I don't feel like it was horrible, but could it be better? Could it be more well balanced? Maybe. I didn't like the texture on the grip. I feel like my hands are pretty beat up. We didn't get to shoot as many rounds as we wanted to. We probably went through about 250 rounds, and it was cold. I don't know. I couldn't get a really good grip on it. You probably saw me just like readjusting my grip multiple times. This will happen though when you buy a new firearm. Like, you're not acclimated to it. I totally get that. For me, it takes me a long time to get acclimated to my firearms and feel like I'm really comfortable shooting them and get the grip down. So there is definitely an adjustment period with that. The pro of this gun that I felt was it did feed any ammo brand that we put through it. Even the Sierra Outdoors, I was a little hesitant, but it fed it fine. Didn't have any malfunctions with the ammo whatsoever. So I was a little skeptical about the brands of ammo, but it fed all of it. And so for that reason, it was good. The magazine loading, didn't love that. I feel like I'm so used to maybe like a lighter spring, a double stack magazine. For me to have a concealed carry gun with a single stack is a little bit new. My Glock 42 is a single stack, but it has a lighter spring, very easy to load. This one, I mean, it's already cold outside, so it was just a real, I don't know, it just wasn't a positive experience loading these magazines. So if you don't have an Lula, you definitely need to get one if you're going to be loading these magazines, because I can get in like 4 just fine, but after 4 it was kind of a struggle. The slide didn't rack back on the last round, so when the mag ran empty, it's supposed to lock back. It doesn't. I've seen that a couple of times on handguns, but I feel like when you're paying a lot of money for this, it should be doing what it should be, you know, what you expect it to do. So for the $850 that I paid, plus, you know, tax and all that, you want it to work how it's supposed to. So, you know, I don't know. I guess I'm a little bit, you know, I'm indifferent about this. So the Kimbers, I feel like I didn't love it. So I don't know. Would I buy this over a SIG, over a Glock, over an H&K? I don't think so. For what you pay, if you're going to put in that kind of money, you want it to work flawlessly. You want it to be evenly balanced. You want it to load flawlessly and definitely not feel like you're having any issues with the safety. I mean, if my life was in the line and there was a threat and I'm pulling that trigger and it does not go off, I mean, like, this isn't a gun that I would feel completely comfortable protecting my life. The trigger, I didn't feel like it was horrible. It was fine. But again, when you're paying a lot of money, you want it to be really enjoyable to shoot. And I just don't know if I had that enjoyable experience with this Kimber. So, you know, the grip, you know, thankfully I do have smaller hands. If you have larger hands, I don't know if you're going to love this gun. And just the whole safety thing really threw me off, to be honest. So I might contact Kimber and see, but I don't know if it doesn't even seem like it's light enough to put pressure on, but obviously something was going on to not make that firearm fire. So that is just my honest opinion. I did buy this gun with my own money. So, you know, I'm going to tell you guys what I think, and that is completely what I think. Was it a horrible gun? No. Was it a horrible experience? No. Is it worth the money? And did I expect a little bit more from it? Yeah, I did. So for that, that's just my experience. I did order the hoe grips for it. I think that the hoe grips are going to make a lot better difference in the gripping. You're going to have that rubberized grip instead of this grip on there. And hopefully that helps, especially if you are going to purchase a gun like this. Last but not least, I just want to actually draw a better, more positive light onto something that I do fully love 100%, and that is my Axel Ear Pro that I use today. It is Bluetooth compatible and comes, you know, from Axel. So the company is kind of like has that logo, and they just go around your ears. At first, I felt like it was so weird not to have muffs on, but now that I've been using these, I'm like, what are these clunky things on my head? It's just really nice to just put these on. I can go into the car and I could just like talk to, you know, anyone who's around me and still feel protection from my shots. So these are awesome. Axel picks them up. You guys won't regret it. So thanks for watching. That is my first video back from a long stretch of not posting for a while. I wish that it was a more positive video. But you know what? That's just guns for you. Guns are like cars or any other product out there. Some are going to be really great, and some, you know, you're going to have something to say about them. So unfortunately, you know, it's just another mechanical device that's made up of parts and stuff. And, you know, some people love them, some people don't like them. So that's just how it is. And thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the link below, and I will just keep putting videos out there for you guys. I have so many other more video ideas. I have a primal suppressor coming in. I have some concealed carry gear that I can't wait to show off. So definitely subscribe and catch my next video. Thanks guys. Have a great day.